Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to one and all present over here. I am Arzu Ansari from SYBSCIT and it gives me immense pleasure to extend to you a very warm welcome on behalf of the Department of Information Technology, KME Society's GM Women Women's College. Today, organizations are clearly becoming more comfortable with the idea of integrating chatbots and intelligent assistants into their processes and are confident that it will lead to improvements in efficiency and customer satisfaction. Considering this fact, the Department of Information Technology under STAR scheme of DBT is organizing regional level webinar with the event titled as Building Chatbots with Intelligent Content. Now, I request my co-host to continue with this session.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Kainat Momin from SYBSC IT, and it's a great pleasure for me to welcome our in charge principal Dr. Nahid Azam ma'am, the star coordinator Dr. Jashri Thakre ma'am, the departmental in charge Miss Nusrat Ansari ma'am, event in charge Miss Misbah Momin ma'am, and other staff members Miss Taryn Momin ma'am, Miss Naba Momin ma'am, and Miss Amina Manyar ma'am. Welcome to all the participants. Let us start the event by taking the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I would like to call Miss Zunaira Ansari from SYBSCIT for Kirat. Over to Zunaira.
Assalamu alaikum. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. Say, He is Allah, who is one. Allah, the eternal refuge. He neither begets nor is born, nor is there to him any equivalent. Sadaqallahul Azim. Over to Kainat.
Jazakallahu khair, Zunaira. Now I would request all of you to stand at your place for national anthem. Over to Saima.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नाम जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you so much, ma'am. May I now invite Miss Nusrat Ansari, ma'am, IT in charge for introducing today's event. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Arzu and Kainat, for the warm welcome. I am Miss Ansari Nusrat, in charge Department of Information Technology. Take this opportunity to welcome our in charge principal, Dr. Nahid Azam ma'am, star coordinator, Dr. Jayashri Thakre ma'am, our resource person for the day, Mr. Amit Gavde sir, my 5-star staff team, organizers, ITNs, and all the lovely participants. Well, in this particular event, I consider myself lucky that I am also able to introduce this event, and I'm thankful to be a human being still carrying on this task. Otherwise, in this era of artificial intelligence, where humans are competing neck to neck with the robots, it has become really tough to survive. And I guess Amit Gavde sir will be covering all those things in his session for the same. Building chatbots is a total new world of introducing robots in our day to day lives, one being Alexa and Siri. But data is still the need of the hour. In this particular context, the content is still ruling the world in the IT and media industry. With this formal introduction, I also want to take this opportunity to share with you all the participants and especially Amit Gavde sir for the virtual visit of our department, because we know like we are all uh, luckily enough to have been seated in our places and virtually we are connected with each other. So I just wanted to share the glimpse of our department. Thank you so much. So that was all about my department. I would also like to highlight the events which we had conducted in the academic year 2021, starting with the Virtual Teachers Day celebration, which is celebrated on 5th September, which was totally an effort by the students. Then we had hands-on training program on conduct of virtual events. This was version 1.0, followed up by version 2.0. Then we were having bridge course on fundamentals and trends in information technology. We had emoji competition. Then we had state level robotics workshop, which was conducted in the last week. And now we are on the stage of building chatbots with intelligent content. So, on behalf of the entire department, I again would like to welcome all the participants and especially the speaker for the day, Mr. Amit Gavde, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Nusrat Ansari, ma'am. I am profusely overjoyed to take the opportunity to welcome our resource person of the day. He is none other than Mr. Amit Gowde, sir, Senior Innovation Engineer, Artificial Intelligence. We welcome you, sir. Now, I would like to call Ms. Maiman Insha from FYBSCIT for introducing our resource person, Mr. Amit Gowde, sir. Over to you, Insha.
Assalamu alaikum and very good morning to everyone. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our resource person today. We have Mr. Amit Gavde sir for regional level workshop on building chatbots with intelligent content. Sir is a senior innovation engineer at RedX V School. He was a runner-up for Intersystem Healthcare Technology Challenge track See Future of Aging at MIT Hacking Medicine and has participated in MIT COVID-19 Challenge. He has worked as machine learning engineer at TechMovs Infotech. He was professor and software developer at SCOE Kharghar and lecturer at Jai Hind College of Engineering. He has completed his MTech in Computer Science and Engineering from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University and pursued his education in Bachelor of Engineering from Savitribai Phule Pune University. and he has been honored with Academic Excellence Award at SCOE Kharghar. He is well versed with deep learning, Python, data analysis, machine learning, and R. He has earned the license and certifications in RASA Certification Workshop and MTA Introduction to Programming using Python Certified 2020. He has added up following courses to his credits: generate synthetic images with DC Jan in Keras, machine learning A to Z Udemy, sequence time series and prediction, Udemy statistics for data science and business analytics, applied artificial intelligence course. He has undertaken the following projects: Gantoon, creative cartoon art using generative adversarial network, generate synthetic images with DCGen. He has published his work through articles: Early Diagnosis of Parkinson's Disease using LSTM, a deep learning approach. Gantoon, creative cartoon art using generative adversarial network. Cloud-based medical assist system in International Journal of Information and Computing Science. So without any further delay, I would like to hand over to Sir for the further session. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your kind introduction. It's my pleasure to be here and deliver this particular session. Thank you so much, management. Uh, so today's topic of our, I hope you can hear me, right? Just need a
Yes, sir, we
confirmation.
can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. So today's topic of our webinar is building chatbots with intelligent content. So this session will like in this session we will learn how to uh, change or we can adapt the change currently that is happening over the industry. The we are going to learn like what are the different types of chatbots. Then we will learn the history of chatbots, then how to integrate this particular chatbot in a different platform, and many other things. I know this is very a short time period, but still I'll try my best and will introduce everything in this particular session. You can say this, right?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
Yeah, thank you. So um, before starting with this particular session, like you might like seen all these things before, right? Whenever you are doing any online shopping, and there are certain kind of things that are present. So you can see on the screen how it is very helpful. So it is able to like help each and every individual, those who are like interested in buying some kind of stuffs. So in the screen itself you can see user wants to buy goggle and don't have time to go to the shop and buy it, right? So that user used to like search it on online, and he found a very cool salesman over there. You can see at the right hand side there is one salesman, right? And he's trying to buy their products. Like if I want to buy a goggle, then it will ask like what kind of thing that you need. Are you male or a female, like, and other stuffs it will ask for us, and then it will give some kind of like insights from that, and it will do some like pattern matching and some we can say recommendation, and then it will give us the proper goggle which actually suits us. So this is very interesting stuff, isn't it? Due to all this thing, like this chatbot is very interesting stuffs nowadays. Not only for this purpose, but in every vertical we can use this particular chatbot. So just let's go ahead and just I want to introduce, or I want to tell one simple uh, uh, or want to discuss one case study with you all guys. Like like how call center works, right? So this is what the actual architecture, how the call center works. For example, like if I have ordered one particular product from Amazon, and I want to know my order status of that particular item. So I may call customer care of the Amazon and will ask like uh, my query. Then they will assign me one executive, and then I need to wait for that particular executive till it will be available, and then it will solve my queries. Um, it may take a minute or more than 1 minute. As you can see, like there are a number of employees working behind. They are trying to help us. One user may request to the Amazon customer care, and then Amazon will assign one executive. But again, there are different drawbacks for this particular system, that the waiting time is very big, we can say, and required a large human resources. Investment cost is again huge. Skill sets within the employee must be there, so that like company must invest in that particular thing again to improve the skill sets of the employees. And again, like we need different kinds of servers, and we need different kinds of database systems to handle all these kind of queries. But again, if we observe, most of the queries like asked by the user, n number of users are same, like 90% questions asked by the users are same. Only 10% are the different queries, but the 90% questions are again same. So why not we will have a simple computer program that actually can replace all these four employees, we can say. I'm taking the example, four employees, right? And that computer program will handle all these 90% similar queries, and it will give the answer to the user only. And rest of the 10% question will be handed over to the employee one and employee four. They will find out all these answers from their databases, and they will hand over the answer to the particular user. So again, what exactly this computer program is? So this is what we are talking today, that is a chatbot. Okay, this computer program is nothing but the simple chatbot, we can say, that actually handles the user queries, and that try to solve at their level only, and they will send the response to the user. So this is actually the use case of like the chatbot, and it is very efficient nowadays. So if we compare this particular traditional system, like some more drawbacks are there. Like we can say, we need a huge investment. It is not scalable, and like we cannot like enhance at a particular moment. The infrastructure cannot be increased, or we cannot integrate this kind of system with the other kind of platforms. So using this particular chatbot, like it is very simple to scale, it is very simple to manage. We can take this chatbot from this particular place, and we can integrate with the other platform too. So these are the different advantages of the chatbot. um, so this is how chatbot comes in picture. And chatbots like have been a great conversational agent for the businesses. For a long time, they are or like they were an efficient replacement of the customer service provider, who is there for the customer 24 by 7 hours, right? However, with chatbot being able to take a new responsibility, it is very difficult for the traditional systems too. So these chatbots have become an alternative to this existing system. So from simple conversation to complex transaction, chatbots are made to do almost everything. So they are now used by the businesses, like respective or we can say, it is like irrespective of the different industries, not only in the IT sector, but it may be useful for finance, it may be useful for marketing, or it may be useful for like the, we can say, every vertical, right? And in short, like the chatbots are like the new apps for businesses to grow. So yes. So this is all about the chatbot. Now let's see the history of chatbots, when it started, and how we can currently use we can use this particular chatbot for the business. So let's have a look on this particular diagram. While many would agree that chatbot has become a very important steps nowadays, but this concept has started from like the time when people started developing the way to interact with the computers. The first ever chatbot was introduced even before the launch of the personal computer. This is very interesting. And it was developed by MIT Artificial Intelligence Laboratory by Professor Joseph in, I think, 1966, and was named ELIZA. You can see on the screen 1965 to 1966, ELIZA was there to handle the questions asked by the user. This actually examines the keywords received as an input and then triggered the output according to defined set of rules. So it was using AIML format to map the questions with the answer. So this methodology of generating output, it's still used by a number of chatbot. This is very efficient system, we can say. And then the next chatbot was Perry chatbot, like written by one of these psychiatrists from the Stanford University, in attempt to like tell a person or identify the person or to find out the queries with the person having schizophrenia. So this is again interesting stuff. Over the time of grade, there are different chatbots comes in picture. As there were the era of internet, then we are having a smartphone era. As this particular technology is going rising, the speed of internet is going rising. The enhancement in this particular chatbot is happening nowadays. So in the era of smartphone, like first time the Apple come with the Siri, and then Google Assistants, and then Cortana, and then Alexa, and now we are using Google Homes. So we'll see that afterwards. But again, this is again very important. The invention from like 2001 to 2000, or we can say 2021. So this is all about the history of the chatbot. Then you can see this is the technology stack for the development of the chatbot, because whenever we are dealing with the chatbot, we don't know what is happening behind, right? So that is called what the technology stack, how we are going to implement that particular chatbot, and what is happening exactly behind the screen. This is called the technology stack. So you can see on the screen, people are interacting with the chatbot through interaction channels, that is web pages. We are having SMS, email system, we are having then smart agents, mobile apps, then virtual reality, augmented reality platform can be used to interact with the chatbot. Again, user is interacting through this chatbot with the help of either text, audio, video, or virtual word, or any other stuff. So user will send their queries through this text, voice, and videos to the chatbot, and chatbot will listen it with the help of natural language processing. This is very important technology used in the chatbot that actually handles the text. So for example, if I want to ask uh, we can say, what is chatbot? Okay, this is what my question, and I'm asking this question to the chatbot only. So the role of the NLP is to divide this entire statement into different parts. Like, what is one part, is one part, the is another part, and chatbot is the another part. This is the task of NLP, that is called tokenization. Okay, and after that, using artificial intelligence or machine learning or deep learning algorithms, will try to find out the knowledge from that particular set, sentences or the different words. So what exactly the knowledge means, like if we consider what is chatbot, so here chatbot and what, these two words having higher like the more meaning than is, so we can eliminate the is and we can go ahead with the what chatbot is. And from these words, like machine learning algorithm will identify like what user wants actually, the information about the chatbot, and then it will take the help of the business logic and the cloud services, and it will look the answer of that particular question to the particular database or from the different APIs, or different apps, and it will like try to find out the answer and will try to find out the solution. And when that particular machine learning algorithm gets a result, it will like it will our chatbot will form one particular sentence through NLG. Okay, and NLG is responsible to form the responses from chatbot, and it will give this responses to again to the user. So this is how exactly the anatomy of chatbot and the technology stack of the chatbot. Whatever the chatbot is there, like whatever the framework we are going to use, the concept is again same, right? So NLP plays a very important role. I think again NLU also plays a very important role, and again NLG is also playing very important role to formulate the answers and to identify the questions. So this is very uh, simple technology stacks. Now let's go ahead and
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. We are
yeah,
having amidst us our in charge principal, ma'am,
yeah,
Dr.
yeah.
Nahid Azam, ma'am. So hope you don't mind. Now I request Arzu and Kaina to take over welcoming, ma'am.
It's a great pleasure for me to welcome our in charge principal, Dr. Nahid Azam, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. Now I would request ma'am to address the gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Arzu. Respected in charge of Department of Information Technology, Ms. Nusrat Ansari, Mrs. Misbah Momin, Ms. Tehreen Momin, Ms. Naba Momin, Ms. Amina, entire IT department, star coordinator Dr. Jayashri Thakre, and Master of Ceremony Ms. Arzu Kainat and Insha. Good morning to one and all. On behalf of KME Society and GM Moment Women's College, I welcome you all for the regional level webinar on building chatbots with intelligent content. I'm pleased to welcome Mr. Amit Gowde. Mr. Amit Gowde, Senior Innovation Engineer, Chatbox Developer. And sir is, he is MIT Grand Hat 2020 runner-up. Really, so I'm very pleased to meet you, sir, through online program only. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation and being part of the session as resource person. And we are fortunate to have you with us, sir. I congratulate Ms. Nusrat Ansari and entire IT department for organizing this event and putting a lot of effort to make it successful. Dear participants, I hope you all are enjoying and gathering a lot of information. Please ask questions, make this program very interactive, because Mr. Gowde will be the right person to answer all your queries. Thank you once again, Dr. Gowde and the entire IT department and all the participants. I'm seeing the students are taking interest and they are organizing this event. They are also part of organizing committee. Congratulations, students. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you so much for ma'am for your kind words. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am, for taking your time out from your busy schedule. So we'll continue with the session.
Thank you, Nusrat madam. Please continue. Please. Continue.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
I hope everyone like in a position to understand what I'm talking till now. Please write in the chat window so that I can go ahead and start the next point. Yeah. See the different forms of chatbot. What we are talking about since from the 15 minutes. So this is what the first type of chatbots you might seen, like FAQ or simple information lookup. So user will ask question over here and a chatbot will give you an answer. This is predefined questions and predefined answers. It is very easy to build and there is no machine learning involved in this. So I just wanted to show you one demo of this particular chatbot. So this is what our website, Redex Innovation Lab, and we are having this particular chatbot, right? So here are some questions like FAQ section, what is Redex vSchool, Redex project and everything. When I click on this Redex, it will show us the information. Means there is predefined questions, there are different like answers to it. Will map the question with the answer, and it will give the solution. So this is called simple FAQ chatbot. Then let's come towards the guided conversation, or the forms, we can say. Chatbot will ask the question, user will give the answer, and again behind machine learning will play an important role to extract the entities. We will come there what exactly entities are and how to extract the entities, but definitely machine learning again plays an important role to develop this particular chatbot. So let's see the example of the such kind of chatbot. I think you might seen this website, Bajaj Finserv. So they are having this BLU chatbot. You can see, like, once I start with this, it will give some like the options again, and again it will ask me what you want to do, right? Like if I want to check the balance, if I want to inquire about loan process, or if I want to inquire about the EMI cards and everything, right? So this is again a very useful, like the financial domain chatbot, which actually plays an important role in the financial domain to avoid the overhead, right? So this comes under again this guided conversation and the form chatbot. Then the next type of, like, and the form of chatbot, that is information lookup. So as you can see, there are n number of call centers are running for each and every sector. So the huge database is there behind, and every chatbot, and we cannot like map each and every questions of the user to the answer, and then chatbot will give the solution. For that, we will have one database, and in that database every information, everything is there. So whatever the information required, like if I want to access the account number or the loan details or any other stuff, then I can go to database and validate myself, and then will access all the details of the users. So this is the blend of like the FAQ and the normal like machine learning based chatbot. And this is quite complex, and this is, we can say, contextual based chatbot. Means what do you mean by contextual based? Like for example, if I'm talking about car, I want for example Maruti Suzuki car and XYZ model, right? So this is what my first question is, and again I will ask after some time, what is the configuration of engine of this particular car. So chatbot will be in the position to understand this car means previously asked car. This is called contextual based chatbot. It will remember what exactly user wants, and then it will behave accordingly. This is called contextual based chatbot. So this is the another form of the chatbot. Then you can see smartphone and simple information lookup chatbot. So you might heard about the Siri, then you might heard about the Google Assistants and Amazon Dots, or the Alexa, right? So these actually ask the question to the user, and user will again ask the question to this particular smartphone chatbots, and then with the help of like question answers and the follow-up questions, it will improve their self, and then again it will give us the solution. So these are the different forms of chatbots. Nowadays these particular devices are like very famous, and everyone is using that, which makes humans life very easy and comfortable. So this is what actually the advantages of chatbot. So any question from your side, guys, till now? Because onwards, like, we are going to see practical demonstration of this, how we are going to build the chatbot using different platforms. So till now, any questions? Have you built a chatbot ever? No. Okay. So definitely we are going to see here. I will introduce like so this is a really nice question, how we are going to know that how it whether it is a human being or whether it is a chatbot, right? So every chatbot having its own context, or every chatbot is built upon a particular concept. For example, finance domain, right? So I will ask each and every question related to finance domain only to that particular chatbot, and just try to ask the other than that domain questions to that particular bot, and just understand how it is like giving you answer. If it is a human being, then it will definitely try to tell that this is only a finance domain and I cannot give the answer from this particular domain. But if it is bot, then there is like one concept like a fallback mechanism. So whenever user will ask the question which is not related to that particular domain, then it will like divert us from this particular domain to the required domain. So in this way we can identify whether it is a bot or whether it is a human being. I hope you are getting these things. Yeah. Okay. So I will introduce some platform like how we are going to build the chatbot, and which is actually useful for you all guys. You can build the chatbot very easily and it is free of cost. So let's go ahead and start with this. So we are going to implement the chatbot using all three platforms which are very famous nowadays. And very first is Chatterbot. This Chatterbot is the library present in the Python. Okay, so we'll see basic thing first, like using Python programming, how we can build the Chatterbot, and then we'll go ahead with the Dialogflow framework and the Rasa framework, right? So let's see what exactly the Chatterbot is. So this Chatterbot is a Python library designed to make it easy to create the software that can engage in conversation. An untrained instance of the chatbot starts off with no knowledge of how to communicate, like a small baby, we can say. Baby don't the newborn baby like is not in a position to understand what exactly others people are saying, right? So that baby will try to learn each and everything, will hear from the other people and will try to talk, right? And will try to answer the questions. So in the same way, Chatterbot library will start from like nothing, and it will like learn over the period of time when user will ask more questions and will give the responses to the person. This is how this particular library works. So each time user enters the statement, this particular library save the text, and then it will again save the responses too for the further enhancement in this particular library. The number of responses increases, the accuracy of the answers also will get increases. This is what the important stuff about the Chatterbot library. This particular program selects the closest matching responses by searching for the closest matching answers which are actually present in their library itself, and it will map your inputs to the existing statements which are available in that library, and it will try to give the answer. So how to install this particular Chatterbot? So before installing this Chatterbot, you need to install the Python first, and you know how to install it. Just go to python.org site, which is the official site of the Python, and then you can download and install it. And after installing this Python, you need to install this Chatterbot library. So how to install that Chatterbot library? Just open the command prompt and write this query, that is pip install Chatterbot. This is the simple query that you need to install, pip install Chatterbot, and then we can use this Chatterbot for developing this simple chatbot. So let's see the demo. Now for this purpose, like I'm using Google Colab. Have you heard about the Google Colab ever? Have you heard about the Google Colab? Yes? No? Okay. So have you heard about the Python programming language? Yes. Okay. So Python is a programming language, and to run the Python program, we need a Python software, right? Python interpreter, right? So this is what the interpreter is, which is responsible to execute the program. But if I don't want to install Python in my machine and still I want to execute my code, right? So for that purpose, I can use the Google service, that is Google Colab. Okay. Let me show you what exactly Google Colab is. So this is actually the service provided by Google. Here you can write your Python code without installing any kind of library. You can run your code efficiently. Okay. So let me start it from here. So you can go online and search Google Colab. You will find this Colab environment, and here you can write the code of Python. Okay, so there are n number of packages already been installed in this particular Google Colab, so no need to install it again. But still, if you want to install, then you can install in this way. I hope you can see my this Google Colab platform here. Let's come down and just add one code section over here. You can see here, if I want to execute the Python code, I directly write here print hi and just execute this cell. You will get an answer hi over here. Okay, so this is how this Google Colab works. Here you can write your Python code. You can download this code in different formats like PDF, that HTML.py file, everything you can do over here, right? This is a very interesting thing to understand. So here, very first step is to install this Chatterbot library. So in this Google Colab, how we are going to install this? Pip install Chatterbot. Okay, this is the command. Here, exclamatory sign is there. You can install this, and then again pip install Chatterbot corpus. We need these two particular libraries. So, are you aware, like with this corpus word? Have you heard about this word ever? Corpus? Anyone? No. So the corpus is nothing but the collection of different words. Okay, consider an Hindi language or English language, right? So there are n number of words and n number of the forms of the words are available. So the corpus is nothing but the collection of different types of words. For example, some words are like from positive intention, some words are like from negative intentions, right? So this is what the dividation is happening in that particular corpus. So actually this corpus is used whenever we will see, or whenever you will come to know like what is NLP, natural language processing, then you will come to know what exactly the corpus is and how it will look like. So for this purpose, just consider corpus is what the collection of different words. Okay, that words may be a positive words, that may be a negative words, or that words may be adverb, adjective, or any other words, right? So this is what the corpus is. Again, like we need to install these two particular libraries, and after installing these two libraries, let's use this library. So from this Chatterbot library, I want to import this particular chatbot. Okay, chatbot itself is one class. Okay, chatbot itself one is class, we can say, and this class is responsible to create the new bot for us, right? And from this Chatterbot library, I will import this list trainer. Okay, this list trainer is responsible to train our chatbot. Okay, so just execute this, and let me install these libraries first, and then we can go ahead and start this again. Yes, you can see here we are in a position to like use these two libraries now. Now let's create one new bot. For example, you can see here for this website, BLU is the bot name, right? BLU is the bot name. So let's give the bot name over here. Here for our bot, Redex is our bot name. So for our bot, we can give the name over here, for example, XYZ. Okay, XYZ is my bot name. This bot name is read only, means we can, other cannot, modify it. Then how we are going to train our bot, on which context? For example, if I want to ask the question related to mathematics evaluation, then I will train my bot using mathematical evaluation adapter. So this logic adapter is helpful to specify the domain, right? For example, if I want this chatbot from healthcare domain, if I want the chatbot from mathematical domain, finance domain, or technical IT domain, then I will have in different types of adapters I can use to train my bot. Okay, so in this way we will train our bot. Okay, for this we train this bot for mathematical evaluation and best match. This is what, again, the best match means. If I write how are you, and we can write you, you, or you only, right? So this is what the matching thing. To match these particular statements, we will use this best match adapter. And then let's see how we can build, or how we can train this particular bot. Now our bot name is what? XYZ bot. Okay, let's train this XYZ bot on simple like the question. So I'm having one list. Okay, list name is small talk, and in that list I have given some like sentences. Okay, hi there, how are you, right? Then I am cool, always fine, glad to hear that. So answer is here and question is also here. Make a note, answer we are going to specify over here, and the question is also will be here only. So our this particular chat bot, or this particular chatter bot, will train itself on these statements only, and it will find out, if I'm typing hi, then what should be the answer is. Okay, over the period of time, it will train itself and it will find out what exactly answer we should give. Okay, then again I have created the another list, right? And in that list you can see I'm having this particular Pythagoras theorem as a question, and for this I'm having the answer, right? Again I have created this particular second list, and then for this I'm having this particular question and answer. So you can write, or you can create as much list as possible for different purposes. Like for handling the finance domain, you can create the separate list. For handling the the banking system or the healthcare system, you can create the different list, and in that list you may have different like question and answer, and you can give this all list to the chatbot for the training, and then chatbot will learn about all these things and will try to give the answers. So let's train our bot now. So we are having three contexts, like small talk, then we are having mathematic talk 1 and mathematic talk 2. These are the three contexts we are having. Let's train our bot based on this particular context. So this is what the method list trainer is used to train our bot. What is our bot name? Is my bot, because we have saved this instance, XYZ instance, in my bot. So my bot is now this my bot. Let's train this my bot over here. Okay, now and for this training, okay, we are giving our context as an input to the bot. Now see this context. First one is small talk, second is math talk 1, and third one is math talk 2. We will give this as an input to this list trainer, and it will train itself. Okay, so let's execute all these stuffs. Let me execute this. Then let me execute this again. This one, see, it will train, 100% training done. Now let's ask some questions to the chatbot. Okay, now what is my chatbot? Which one is my chatbot? My bot, right? My bot dot get response. So I will ask question over here, hi, and my bot will give the response. Okay, so let's ask question hi. So it is giving how are you. Can you see? I haven't specified any answer anywhere, but you can see here itself is hi and here itself is how are you. So my bot will understand, like if hi is there, then we should give how are you as a response. Okay, because this is very less training data. That's why it may give some errors, but still it is working. So to train our chatbot very efficiently, we need a huge amount of data. So this is what actually the fact about machine learning, data science, and the deep learning. It requires a huge amount of data to train, right? So here also we need a huge amount of data. Again, I will ask the bot, I feel awesome today, right? So it will give me a response like, excellent, glad to hear that. So again, you can see I feel awesome today is here, and it will give what, this excellent, glad to hear that. Okay, so this is how our chatbot is working. Even like, we can train our bot with other like external thing also, like we are having chatterbot corpus trainer, one class in this chatterbot again. So we can train our bot using this, means it will fetch the words from that corpus. That what I mentioned, corpus is the collection of different words. So it will fetch these words from that corpus and will try to give the answer accordingly. Okay, let's execute this cell by training or the bot again. So it is training. It will train using ai.yml, bot profile.yml. So these are the you can see here emotional.yml, food.yml. So this yml file contains the different data. I will tell you what exactly yml file again ahead in this session only. So these are the different contexts like history, health, greetings, gossip, right? Money. These are the context, and in that particular file, all the data is present related to greet, related to food, related to emotions. Okay. So again, let's ask this question to my bot. Now, what is AI is not the question in our case, right? Here, I have not mentioned any kind of like what is AI and all these things, but it learns this my bot learns from this particular corpus that what is ai is artificial intelligence, and it is the branch of engineering and science which is devoted to the machine that things. Okay, so again here is, we'll ask what is your name, and it will give pybot is my name. Okay, and then it will again we will ask what is Pythagoras theorem. It will give us the Pythagoras theorem. So this is a simple demonstration how we are going to create the chatbot. Even you can integrate all this code with the proper GUI, and you can have a proper chatbot. So whatever this Redx wala our website wala chatbot that we have developed, this chatbot using this particular chatterbot library only. Okay. So any question, guys? Any questions regarding? So let's go ahead and see. I think this is pretty much clear to you all that how we can develop this chatterbot with chatbot with the chatterbot library. Okay. So let's go ahead with now the dialog flow. Have you heard about this dialog flow ever? So this dialog flow is again the service provided by Google. It was an individual entity before, but Google has adopted it, and now it is the service of the Google, and which is deployed on the Google platform, and which is actually useful to create the chatbot. So it is a natural language processing platform, which is very powerful tool of machine learning, and Dialogflow is mainly used to build the actions for most of the Google Assistant devices, like Google Assistants we are having, or Google Homes we are having. Okay, so so this Dialogflow, using this particular Dialogflow, we can deploy our apps without server. We can deploy our chatbot without server. Even it can deliver the automated phone services also. Like we can understand the user sentiments from this particular Dialogflow, and it is like powered by Google machine learning algorithm. So it is very powerful tool to develop this particular chatbot using this Dialogflow platform. So so to learn this Dialogflow, we must understand what exactly entity is, intent is, training phases are, actions are, parameters are, responses, and context. So to learn all these things, let's see the demo now. Again, what I'll do is, so this is the platform of Dialogflow. You can go here. I'm just copy pasting this link in the chat window. If you want to check, then you can go and check there. Okay. Um, this is a simple platform where we can develop the chatbot free of cost, right? So when you click on that particular link, you will get this particular window. But before that, it will ask to log in with your Google account, and then once you log in, you will get this particular window. So this is the platform where we can build the chatbot without writing any single line of code. Okay, so any user can write the code, write or develop the chatbot, okay, using this particular platform. So let me like demonstrate what we have done in our lab. Okay, so recently we are facing like this particular pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. So for this we build one chatbot which will actually help the user to find out what exactly COVID is and how many cases are there, where are the exactly hospitals located, how many hospitals are there where we can vaccinate ourselves, and everything is there on that particular chatbot. We have built that. Let's understand this first. So to build the chatbot, we need to create the agent first. Okay, so to create the agent, we need to click over here. You can see, okay, you can see here is one create a new agent. So when I click on this create a new agent, it will ask us the agent name. Okay, you can write here agent name anything, like for example demo. Okay, this will be my chatbot now, demo chatbot. When I create it, here is the option. Okay, uh, okay, so here like COVID-19, mental health, MIT, REDX, these are the different things we have created. Now let's explore this COVID-19 the demonstration. Okay, so we are here in this COVID-19 platform, COVID-19 chatbot. Now how to train this particular bot, how to write or how to mention the different questions, how to get the different responses from the chatbot, right? So let's understand. So to develop this particular chatbot, like COVID-19 chatbot, we need to have some intents. Now, what do you mean by intents is like intent is nothing but the intention of user. Like if I'm asking the question, what is coronavirus? So my intention is like to understand the coronavirus, right? This is what my intention is. So intent is nothing but the intention of the user, right? What exactly user wants. So we need to specify the intent first. So let's specify the intent. So here, once you click on this intent, you will find the different intents already been created. So here first intent is buy. So once user enter buy, then what should be the response that chat should provide? Okay, so that is we should specify. So click on this buy, and you can see here once user write buy, or once user write okay, user write thanks, right, or this kind of word user will write, then bot should provide this kind of reference or the responses: thank you, stay safe. Okay, so in this way you can train your bot. So in this training phases, you need to mention the different question that user will ask. Okay, so let's see bye bye. Okay, this is what my question is. Again, bye in this way also user can ask, right? Thank you so much. This is again the user will type. Once user will type thank you so much, then again this particular dialog flow will come down and will check the intent in the training phase. If it is there, thank you so much is present in this particular by intent, then it will fetch this particular response. Okay, thank you so much, and see you. Let's try this. Here you can see, can you see this right side try it now option? Here you can see, for example, I want to say bye, then let's see what is giving answer. Thank you so much, stay safe. And again, if I type okay, then let's type okay, that bot will say yes, thank you so much, stay safe. Okay, again, if I will write here BI, okay, and just check, it is giving the same answer. Suppose I'm saying no. So can you see this no is not present in this by intent. So this no word is present in the another intent, and that intent having response like this. So that's why it has given this kind of and answer. Now see the intent, it has predicted the intent, that is default welcome intent. Suppose I am writing here by, then you just observe here, it has given the proper response and it has predicted the proper intent, that by is intent over here. Okay, so this is how we are going to create the intent. Let's see the different types of intents here. You can see isolation wards. Okay, let's click on this isolation wards and see whatever the question user will ask, we will write in this training phase. Let's write list of isolation ward. This is what the first question. Again, isolation wards for corona infected patient. Then how many isolation wards are available? Okay, where are the isolation wards are? So in this way, we can mention the different types of questions over here. And for all these questions, we will have the answer over here, like in the text response. So these are the different answers we are having for all these questions. Let's try this. Okay, let's copy this question and just try it. Okay, here for example, list of isolation wards. Okay, so can you see these are the bot is giving a correct answer, and it has predicted what the proper intent, that is isolation ward. So in this way, without writing any kind of code, you can create the chatbot. Let's see another intent. Let's see another intent. For example, coronavirus is my intent, means I want to know what is coronavirus is. So this is what my intent is. I will create the intent here over here. Create intent. Okay, you can write the intent. For example, COVID-19 is what my COVID-19, for example, info is my intent. So I will create the intent over here. Okay, and it will ask us to train the phases. So I will write the question, what is corona over here also, right? Or we can say give me info of corona. So this is what the question, and for this question I will write the answer over here in the text responses. Okay, so corona is, and here I will write some answer. Okay, and then I will save this intent and it will train itself. Okay, the bot will train itself. So whenever user will write what is corona, then it will give that particular answer. Okay, so this is all about the intent. You can see help is one more intent. In that I'm having some questions like I need a mental health, because during the corona it was a major issue like related to mental health. Again, if I want an helpline number, if I want like how I can reach to the corona isolation ward, or how I can know the different phone numbers related to corona pandemic. So these all things can be listed over here, or this, and for all these questions we will have these common answers listed over here. Okay, so this is how you can save and you can create the intent. You can write the question and answer session, and you can create your own bot. So any question for this particular bot, please ask. Otherwise we can go ahead and see how we can integrate this particular bot with Telegram platform. If you are having any question, please ask related to this. So we can integrate this bot with the form also, but again the Google services need to be accessed, okay, which may be paid, or I don't know, like how we need to find out like how Google is providing this kind of facilities. Okay, any question related to the Dialogflow? Why am I asking this question right now? Because we need to integrate this with the Telegram, and then we will see the Rasa framework again. So I just need to introduce all these platforms so that you can explore all these things and you can try it your own. Okay. Okay. There is no question. So let's go ahead and start and integrate our platform with our chatbot with the Telegram. So I have installed this Telegram in my laptop. So this is it looks like this Telegram. Okay. So initially we need to set up something, right? So let's set up the Telegram first. So for this, just search bot father. Okay. Search for bot father. Okay. Here is the bot father, and here I will write new bot, or just give a slash, and it will give us like the new bot. Okay, so it will say, all right, a new bot we will create. So just give the name for this particular bot. For example, I'm giving uh, webinar bot. Okay, this is what my bot name is. Then it will ask the username for our bot. Okay, so let's give a webinar underscore bot. It is already occupied by other one, webinar bot underscore bot. Again, we need to think of like uh, Google webinar underscore bot. Yes, it is available. So this is like the bot we have created with the help of the bot father from the Telegram. Now it has given us the API key, application programming interface key. You can see here, you just copy this particular key. Okay, just copy this key and come to this particular this particular Google dialog flow, and here you can see integration option. I hope you can see this integration option. Just go to that integration, and here you can see different platforms where you can use it, your dialog flow on this particular platform. Even you can integrate your Google dialog flow platform with WhatsApp. Even you can integrate with the Messenger. You can integrate with the Line, Telegram, Slack, Hangout chat, Skype. Okay, so Viber. We can integrate your chatbot with all these platforms. Just click on the Telegram now, and it will ask us to insert this token. Okay, so we need to insert the token over here. Yes, and start. Let Yes, it has started now. Let's go to this particular bot now and click on our bot name, that is Google webinar, whatever the bot name is, and just start it. So let's say hi now. Okay, can you see hi? I hope you and your family is safe, and we are following the guidelines provided by this. Where this text came from? There is question like, when I type hi, where this answer came from. Let's see where it has written, right? So let me open this and just check out where we have written this. Let's go to intent and just see default intent, that is hi. So I have written there hi. Okay, you can see here hi, right? Hi there. So by default the answer came from like this here: hi, I hope and your family is safe, stay healthy, everything. Okay, from here the Telegram fetch the answer. Let's see, let's ask the other question like health, for example. So mental health contact, I want to ask mental health contact. So let's write here mental health contact and see what is the answer it is providing. So see, it has provided us the all information, okay, which we have mentioned in this particular Google dialog flow. This is what the response that Telegram has given us. I hope you are getting this, how we have integrated with this particular chatbot with the Telegram. You can develop your own chatbot. Even you can develop the chatbot for your college. Like this chatbot is very important thing during the admission period. Okay, so if other students wants to ask some information about your college, then you can create the chatbot using this particular Google Dialogflow, and you can integrate this Dialogflow with the social media handler of your college, like Facebook Messenger, or even the Twitter Messenger, or every there you can build your chatbot. Okay, so this is very simple stuff. I hope you are in a position to understand all these things. If you are having any questions, unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, we will move ahead and start the other topic. Let's go ahead and see practically. I will open this command prompt now. I am here. Now let's copy this command and paste it over here. Okay, so this is what the command is. Okay, Python, this one, venv. I have already installed this particular Rasa in my environment. So again, there is no need to like install this Rasa again and again. But still, if you want to install it, then let's see how we are going to do that. Once we create this particular virtual environment, let's go and activate this environment. How to activate? Just this is the simple command to activate it. I hope you are familiar with all these commands. If not, then just have a look. Python -m venv is my virtual environment. This is to activate the virtual environment. Okay, sorry. This is the command to activate it. Yes, now you can see here is the virtual environment. It is showing, means whatever the package we are going to install now, it will be installed in this particular virtual environment. So next thing is pip install Rasa. Okay, pip install Rasa. I have already installed this. That's why it is saying requirement is already satisfied. So if you don't have this Rasa in your machine, then it will take some time. For like 1 minute, it will execute all the packages. It will install related packages, and then it is ready for like use. Okay, so let's go ahead now and see how we can use this particular Rasa environment. Once you install this Rasa environment, let's go to the particular folder, that is CD. For example, let me go to D drive. Okay, in D drive, let me create one folder. For example, demo folder, right? And then let's switch to demo, CD demo, and let's use this demo folder to create the chatbot. So to create the chatbot, we need to initialize this Rasa environment. So to initialize the Rasa environment, write Rasa init command. Okay, Rasa init command will initialize the environment, and it will automatically create some folder for us. So demo folder is newly created folder. So let's see what exactly it is in that particular folder. Okay, so let's go to the D drive and see where is the demo folder. Here is the demo folder. You just see there are different files Rasa has created, that is action, data, test. Okay, then configuration.yml, credential.yml. Okay, these are the files automatically created by the Rasa. Let's understand what these files are. Okay, let's training get completed. So okay, till the time. So these are the folders we are going to have once we initialize the Rasa. Let's explore each one by one. So there are 4 folders and 4 files. Let's explore the first, that is data folder. So in this you can see NLU, natural language understanding.yml file. Okay, natural language understanding.yml file is. Let's open this file and see what exactly it contains. So you just see there are different, the text written already. You can see intent, means what is the intention of user. Suppose user wants to greet, then what possibly user will say. User will say, hey, hello, hi, hello there, good morning, right? These are the possible responses we'll receive from the user, and all these responses have same intention, that is great. Okay, even like if I want to say goodbye, then my intention is to say goodbye, and for that user will write good afternoon, goodbye, okay, see you, goodbye. Every possibility you need to mention over here, and then only will get a proper answer. So even here, if I want to give a confirmation in terms of yes or no, then we will use affirm and deny. Okay, affirm means what? Yes, indeed, of course. So such kind of word comes in this particular intent. Deny means no, never, I don't think so, like these words come. These are the responses given by the user, not the bot. Okay, so these are the responses given by the user. Just check. uh, this mood unhappy. Suppose I'm not happy, then I'm not feeling well, I'm very sad. In this way, we can write. So even if I want to tell my name, see, my name is what my intention is. So my name is Amit, and we have extracted the entity from here. Okay, this is what the intent is, and we are going to write the intent over here. Okay, so if you want some information about the corona, then like you can write the intention over here, like intent ask about corona, and what user will ask, like what is corona, how corona spread, what are the symptoms of corona, everything you need to list out over here in this file. And this is called natural language understanding. Okay, so the bot will understand this NLU, like what user wants to say, and then bot will take an appropriate action, and that action comes in this domain.yml file. You might see this file over here. Where exactly it is? This is domain.yml file. So in this domain.yml file, you will see a different kinds of thing. Like here, whatever the intents we have used this greet, goodbye, affirm, deny. We need to register intent over here. Okay, then we need to define some responses, like utter greet. Suppose user greet us, then what should be the response from the bot? So response from the bot is, hey, how are you, right? Then if user like is in a good mood or the bad mood, then what should be response given by this particular bot? That responses we are going to write in this domain.yml file. Okay, so let's see how it works now. Here is something that your input. Okay, let's write here hi, for example. So it is giving us like, hey, how are you? So can you see this response come from this particular, hey, how are you, right? And hi was from the greet, right? Here I'm writing, I am not feeling well. Okay, so let's see what is the response. So I am not feeling well is not the thing that we have listed in this, right, in this particular intent. That's why it is not giving any kind of answer. But still, let's see, my day was horrible. My day was horrible. Okay, let's write this, my day was horrible. um, okay, let's check. Yes, now it is giving response. What? Here is something that cheer up. We what he just fetches, just copy this content and just paste it in the here. You just see like the different pictures it will give. Um, this response is given by the bot. Very cute and little this particular thing, okay, given by this particular bot. So where this response came from, right? I have given like the answer. My day was horrible. Just see, my day was horrible comes under mood unhappy, right? And in domain.yml we are having like utter cheer up, okay. If my mood is not happy, then it will give this kind of response, okay. So this is very simple thing that Rasa is providing. You can list out your questions and you can list out your answer, but again we need to specify the flow of the chat, right? So to specify the flow of the chat, we are having another folder, that is just see, we are having this again data, and in that data stories.yml, okay. Let's see what exactly stories.yml is. So there are two paths available, happy path and the sad path. If I'm asking how are you, right, then if I'm saying like I am good, then it will follow this particular path. If I'm saying I'm not good, I'm not happy, I'm feeling unhappy, then it will follow this particular path. So we have seen like our response was like my day is very horrible, so this comes under mood unhappy, so it will follow this sad path. So in this path you can see intent grid. So chatbot, you just observe intent grid means this is what the input, okay. This is what the first option, hi, okay, will come. And then what is the action, utter grid. So what exactly inside the utter grid, just come and see what is utter grid is. In utter grid there is text, hey how are you. So you can see automatically this option comes, hey how are you, right? And after that let's see the stories.yml. After that, mood unhappy intent called, okay. Mood unhappy intent called, that is I typed my day was horrible, that's why the intent was mood unhappy. So after executing this intent, what was the action, utter cheer up. So this is what the utter cheer up. So in this way you need to follow the path. You need to decide the path over here according to your request. For example, let us consider I want to book a hotel, and I want to book for example specific food, right? So initially I will book the table, and then after that I will go and book some food for me, right? So initially you need to ask for what are the different hotels available, then we will select the hotel, then we will book the table, and then we will book the particular the food, right? So this is how the chatbot is working in terms of like Rasa. There are different folders available in this, like you can see the actions. So this action folder contains like the different Python files. So whatever we have seen till now, just like the question answer session wala chatbot, right? But if it is a complex chatbot, some information I need to fetch from the database, or some information I need to fetch from the API, then I will write some Python code, and from this Python code I can like give the response to the user, like. So that Python code will be in this particular action folder, and in action folder there is action.py. Here we can write our Python code to bring the data from the database and to connect our chatbot with the database. Everything we can do with the help of this python.py file, okay. So again there is another folder, that is models. So you can see there are two models present, that initially when we install this Rasa, automatically one model get created, machine learning model, and then once we again retrain it by editing this particular thing, then again we need to train this particular Rasa model, and then it will create the new model for us. Like this we can have a number of models. Once we start the training, it will create the new model, and we need to use the latest model. So here the model is available. In this model different like weights available, and our algorithm will take these models and will behave accordingly. Again, there is the test folder that actually used to test the particular chatbot. Okay, so yes, again, if we build the chatbot, we need to check it once, like whether it is giving a proper answer or whether it is satisfying the user requirement or not. So for that, we will use this test folder. Again, we are having this configuration.yml file. Let's explore that configuration.yml. So this is what the pipeline that we need to decide. Like once I entered the text, then what happened to that particular text. Suppose I am writing what is the nearest hotel um, from my place, then what happens with this particular text, that can be taken care of all these pipelines. So it will convert all these sentences into different words, then it will match these words with the proper intent, and then it will find out like how our sentences match with the proper answer or not. So this is what the configuration file. Here the credential file, like here you can see, you can integrate your chatbot with the Facebook, you can integrate your Rasa chatbot with the Slack and other stuffs also. Like so you need to again create the token, you need to create the channel, you need to create the secret key, and you have to paste all these things over here only, and automatically your bot will be up for the execution. So yes, this is all about the Rasa. So let's understand like how we can do that. Okay, again let's see the Rasa shell. Okay, let's have a chat with our shell. So um, okay, till the time, if you are having any questions related to this Rasa, then you can ask. It is very simple platform through which you can create the chatbot. There is no coding required, much coding required in case of Rasa, but little bit coding is expected if you want to build a proper trained chatbot. So I'm typing here hi, then it will give hi, how are you? I'm saying I am fine. Okay. So what is your name? My name is, for example, Amit. So it is giving me the response, nice name and bye. So here it has terminated the conversation. So in this way, you can train your chatbot and you can access this chatbot. Even you can integrate this chatbot with the different platform, like again the Telegram, Instagram, or any other platform too. So that's it all about the demo of this Rasa. Any question, guys? Now we are about to end this particular session. So let me tell you some interesting facts about the chatbot. So this is what the survey done. 50% of companies are already about to invest in automation to help the customer. And by 2022, 70% of like other workers, all the workers like will be engaged with the chatbot daily. For every daily task, they will use the chatbot. Even like today also, most of the users are using Alexa or the different devices to automate their every steps, like to off the lights, to on the lights, to open the door. Everything can be done with the help of chatbots. So according to 31% of business executives, like their businesses will get most impact from the virtual personal assistants. Like in finance domain, we can use this Rasa or any chatbot to generate the leads, right? And even to grow the business, even in finance, healthcare, education, travel domain, real estate industries are again using this particular chatbot for their own purpose. So this is very interesting technology, emerging technology, we can say, and very useful ahead. So if possible, just try to learn it as a IT engineer or software engineer. You must know like how we can develop this particular chatbot. There are different frameworks available to build the chatbot, but again, these are like Rasa, Fuel Chart or Google Dialogflow are the well-known and famous framework that everyone is using nowadays. So yeah, this is all about. Now you can ask the question. I know this is like these are the very new technologies that you are facing, and it is very difficult to explain each and everything in detail. Like Dialogflow itself is a huge platform. Even Rasa is also a huge platform, right? And both are very easy to learn and easy to use. You can use that as it is open source. At particular extent, you can use that. And if you want a proper solution, then you need to buy some services from it. And I hope like after this webinar, you may search about the Rasa or you may search about the Dialogflow, and you may try to build your own chatbot for your own college or from your for your parents' business. I hope this will help you. Yeah. So what are the greatest challenge with the chatbot in education sector? So the huge challenge for the chatbot is again the training. Okay. We need to train the chatbot in such a way that it will handle each and every aspect about the particular domain. If we talk about the education domain, then there are different sectors in the education. If we specifically talk about the technology domain, then again student will ask different kinds of questions from different background, from different the context. So again, our chatbot must handle that. Even like students are like from the different from different platforms, languages also. Students may know English, student may know Hindi, students may know Marathi. So it is very big challenge to train our chatbot with the different languages. So this is the researching. This is very important research is going on in this field to train the chatbot in a multilingual way. So again, which technology is used in the chatbot? So generally, to build the chatbot, we may use different framework, and that framework based on the Python programming. We can't say the only Python, but major platforms are based on the Python language itself. So what is the full form of bot? Okay, so chat bot. Okay, so initially it was chat robot. Okay, initially it was chat robot, but to make a very convenient word, so they have removed that robo and only bot word is there. So chat bot was evolved. I hope you are clear with this. Initially it was chat robot, now it is chat bot. Yeah. Do all chatbots use artificial intelligence? No, actually, we mentioned in the slide itself, like we can have FAQ chatbot also. So there is no need to use artificial intelligence over that. We will have some predefined questions and predefined answers. Okay, so there is no need to have an artificial intelligence. Which is the best way to make a bot to be integrated in an Android application? So so we can like integrate this particular bot with the different platform, not only on the Android but also like in the web application also. We need to create an API. Okay, and that API can be used in a different platform. What technology tools can we use to make chatbots more dynamic, such as arranging appointments, meetings, or the calendar? So what I mentioned, like even you can use this Dialogflow, or Rasa is a very good platform. Over there you can make a dynamic chatbots, because there is one option like actions, and action provides the Python file, and by writing a custom code, you can do anything with that, right? You can access the calendar, you can access the meetings, appointments. Okay, you can use machine learning algorithms over there using Python, and you can train your bot very efficiently. Which is the most intelligent chatbot? So so we can't say a particular chatbot is intelligent. See, there is one test like Turing test. You might heard about the Turing machine in area of computation, right? Have you heard about the Turing machine concept in theory of computation? So there is one test, that is Turing test. Okay. So each and every chatbot must like give that particular Turing test. Once that test is being like solved by the particular chatbot, then only we can say this particular chatbot is smart chatbot. बट अभी तक ऐसा कौन सा भी चैटबॉट नहीं आया कि वो उसने ट्यूरिंग टेस्ट सेटिस्फाई किया है. व्हाट ट्यूरिंग टेस्ट इज लाइक like Turing test says that if a particular chatbot satisfies all kinds of requirement of user, it act as a human being in all aspects, then only it will satisfy this particular Turing test. But there is no such kind of bot is available which satisfy all kinds of this requirement. That's why we can't say which particular chatbot is an intelligent. So any freely available data sets for Arabic chatbot or conversational training. So again, this is a open source kind of thing. We need to find out some forums. We need to find out some communities that actually works on the Arabic chatbot, and then again we need to work on that. But again, maybe like for Hindi, English, and Marathi, there are certain data sets available, but they are not complete. Okay, still work is going on in this particular field, and I hope like in coming years, like we will have the database for each and every language. Yeah, very nice questions. Everyone are like asking. If you're having any questions still related to technology, if you want to build a chatbot, then again what path you should follow, like you should learn first basics like of any technology like Python, and then just try to understand any kind of like framework, say Rasa or Dialogflow, and then you can build that one. Okay, Rasa is very simplest technique to build the chatbot, and it is open source. Just go and explore this. They are having their own video series masterclass provided by the Rasa company itself. There they have mentioned each and everything in very detail. You can listen these videos, and you can come up with the proper chatbot for you and for your college also. Any other question? I hope this session is useful to you all, guys. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Amit Gowde sir, for wonderful and interactive session. Now we have our star coordinator, Dr. Jayashree Thakre ma'am, with us. I request ma'am to say a few words. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Yeah. So good morning, one and all. It was very nice session indeed. The chat box and Rasa, the terms were new to me, but I enjoyed the Rasa. And I congratulate IT department for organizing such a nice event, and I thank the resource person, the great excellent knowledge, sir. Thank you very much for sharing such nice information and training our students and hope the students will learn this and they will use in future. Thank you very much. Once again, I thank IT department and all the staff members, teaching and non-teaching staff of IT department. I thank our principal also for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Participants' feedback link has been shared in the chat box. Kindly fill the feedback form. Now I request Ms. Shamim Kausar from FYBSCIT to propose the formal vote of thanks. Over to you, Kausar.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. A very good afternoon to one and all. Now, by invent of chatbot, we human beings with knowledge will be going into the old age of monkey. It gives me immense pleasure to propose the formal vote of thanks for the event regional level webinar on building chatbot with intelligent content. I would like to thank our management members for the kindness and continuous support. A special mention to our respected principal, Dr. Nahid Azam ma'am, for being the catalyst that stimulated us to do our best and standing as pillars of strength. Dr. Jayashree Thackeray ma'am, STAR coordinator, for her valuable contribution, guidance, and encouragement. The backbone of our IT department, Ms. Nusrat Ansari ma'am, and the event in charge, Ms. Musba Momin ma'am. With a deep sense of appreciation, we thank our loving teachers, Ms. Tareen Momin ma'am, Ms. Naba Momin ma'am, and Ms. Amina Manyar ma'am for the untiring efforts. I would like to thank our resource person, Mr. Amit Gawde sir, who despite his busy schedule has found time to grace this event with his expertise and valuable knowledge. I would like to thank the people who work behind the scenes to make this event happen. Our comparative team, Arzu and Kainat, spiritual presenter Zunaira, introduction by Insha, question answer session by Zeba and Sindhu, and our technical person Saima Memon. I would also like to thank my classmate Khan Anam in advance, who will be making the report for this event. Last but not the least, I thank all the participants for cooperating and making the event as a grand success. Once again, I thank one and all present here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words and for your entire session. We'll look forward to have more such events in the future. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, fine. Thank you so much, Hafsa. Again, on behalf of the department, I would like to thank all the participants as well as Mr. Amit Gavde, sir, for his valuable timing and for the entire session. It was really very need of the hour for the session. And thank you all the lovely participants. We are looking forward for all the sessions ahead as well. Thank you so much.